opportunities here in the U.S. Don't think that I'm going to skip over the fact that you are probably a high learner, high-functioning human being, because you did say that you came to the U.S. and you learned English in a month and started your career path, not to mention you were a high performer at the age of 15. What is it about you, or what makes you different? Because I am very impressed by your abilities and how quickly that you've moved through the process.
Well, I think that for me, I've reversed engineered myself. So I thought about what are my very strong points and what is my strongest suit, and I'm using that to the best of my ability. So, and I think it's pretty obvious. I like to imitate or copy, and that's the process of learning. So the way I've learned English is through watching movies. So I would watch a movie every day, and it was an American movie. It was either a TV show, so I watched a lot of American content, and I was copying certain phrases and accents just by watching movies. So I was not reading; I was learning language as a kid, and I've reverse engineered that kids, when they learn their language, they don't know the grammar. They don't really know anything. They don't know words. They don't even know letters, but they are able to speak sentences, simple ones, without knowing anything. So I figured that if I should learn another language, I should go the same way. I shouldn't learn grammar very deeply or know how to write or spell things. But the first thing I should do is learn how to talk and understand what other people are saying. So reverse engineered that, started doing watching a bunch of movies. Of course, I would sometimes use subtitles, but I am not a big fan of subtitles. And I've learned that, and I guess just reverse engineering the most optimal way of doing things is that's my biggest and strongest suit. And hard work, right? So consistency. I've watched a movie every single day. So I allocated about 2.5 hours of my time, sometimes even more, because I have to stop, pause, and listen to the same phrase maybe 5 or 10 times before I would get what they're saying, or go back or Google that phrase, or find subtitles and translate that before I can move forward. Consistency, hard work, and that's the only, I guess, thing that I can point out throughout the years.
I appreciate
that's been helping me a lot.
Can you tell us just briefly about the tech industry and the state of affairs right now? Is it a great business to get into? Is it flat? Is it exciting still? I mean, what's happening in your world?
Absolutely. It's a great time to be alive. The amount of breakthroughs that are happening using the software technologies is just amazing. Every single business requires either a mobile app or a website to engage with their customers, to sell new things. And like you see examples like Disney Plus, they've created their own streaming service like Netflix and all those companies. And frankly, I'm not able to say names, but there are a few other ones, very big ones, that are coming up with the same streaming concept. And it will be fascinating how many other companies would follow. So technology is right now at a very hot topic. We get a lot of different requests for building software teams overseas and locally here, building mobile apps, websites. We have computer vision engineers that help out our customers. And that's exciting. Not to say that we have a small internal project that we're trying to spin off is a machine learning or AI, I would say a machine learning tool, let's not over-exaggerate that, that analyzes cancer DNAs and identifies certain mutations so we can contribute to a process of maybe not completely curing cancer, but understanding the best ways of curing it or catching it at early stages using machine learning and computer power and algorithms. And this is exciting. I think there is a solution like penicillin or antibiotics that were invented not a while ago to cancer or any other DNA mutation diseases or immune diseases. I'm super excited. I'm watching all those companies. We're trying to contribute it internally, and every client that works with us, we're allocating a certain percentage of the revenue or development force towards this project and moving it closer and bringing developers together to fight that problem along with scientists.
Sounds exciting. Now, if somebody was thinking about a career path, How would you say the best way would be to get involved in the tech industry these days? Maybe they're just coming out of high school or college. What's your advice to them in terms of getting into this category?
Right. So first of all, I want to say that the reason why I selected software, and I didn't say that in the beginning, and probably I should have. One of the decision-making factors for me was that I can apply software in any industry there is. If I'm a software engineer, I can go and work with aviation company. I can go and work at a hospital. I can go and work at a bank or at a Hollywood facility to work computer graphics effects for movies. I can work in anywhere I want if I have the engineering degree and any company I want in any industry. So the flexibility of that fascinated me that at the time, and I think a good advice for everybody would be to learn some basics of software development. I think that's a must for a technical professional nowadays, whether you're an analyst or an engineer or a business analyst, anything related to business. Right now, businesses are not able to survive without technology. The proper path, of course, for hardcore engineers is to go to a good educational facility and get a formal degree. That always helps. That costs a lot of money. I've seen a lot of guys that were able to pick it up themselves. And right now, thank God, we have so many resources all over the internet. And I've learned iOS programming by listening to open source Stanford lectures on Apple software engineering. So that's how I've learned. I've listened through online course and I've done all the exercises. And that was an official recording of a Stanford course for engineers learning how to program for Apple devices. The information is out there. You just Google for it. You look at the reviews and go from foundation and build on top of this. And the most importantly, you have to be excited about what you're doing. And whether it's building computer games, maybe somebody loves to build games and always wanted to do that. It's a great tool. Whether you want to save the world or connect people or help them, if you have engineering backgrounds, it's much easier to do that.
Yeah, sure. Can you give us the elevator pitch one more time on Genium and what you guys are doing over there before we wrap this up?
Absolutely. So Genium is a premium software engineering and agile consultant firm. So we have offices here in Silicon Valley in Argentina. We also have small office in Ukraine for R&D. Primarily, we build team extensions. So a company would have a team and they have overflow of work, and they need either mobile engineers or back-end engineers, and we just start hiring them at our locations in Argentina, which is the same similar time zone with New York and California, so they're pretty much at the same time zone. Or we can do end-to-end project where a company comes in and says, hey, we need a mobile app or we need a website or e-commerce platform. And we have a proven success model and a process to run the requirements through that process and schedule everything and align and develop an end-to-end product. And often enough, people don't want to hire a lot of guys internally, and they start seeing where they can hire them in Argentina, and we pretty much augment the team, and they take over the project and start maintaining that and grow the business.
So very valuable resource and tool for probably a lot of startup companies that don't know where to go for their web needs and all those other things, or if you are looking to expand your own current business and take a deeper dive into your online assets.
Absolutely. So we're perfect for companies starting about 20 and 30 people, the startups that already have a tech core, and they need either expertise in mobile engineering or web development or computer vision or data analytics, and they want to expand and they don't want to spend a lot of money on it, but still get high quality. We operate at a premium sector because we have quite intensive security requirements. So we're not we're not about the cheapest price, but we're about the medium of quality and price.
Wonderful. Well, Alex, I want to congratulate you not only on your company, but also on your success in the professional hockey field. I do want to confess that was not me yelling at you at the Sharks game back over the summer. And I see that you can hold your own in between some fights that have happened on the rink. I've got a tremendous amount of respect for the refs out there. You guys not only have to be good, but you got to be fast too. Otherwise, you're going to get caught in the middle of something bad.
And make instant decisions that we don't have a split of a second to analyze and look, and we don't have cameras. We have to make it at a split second, and it has to be the right one. Otherwise, we get booed.
Yeah, well, I don't attend a lot of professional sports. It's not one of the hobbies that I pursue too often, but I did have the opportunity to hit a couple Sharks games over the summer, and I had a wonderful time. It was a great arena. It looks like you've worked there a little bit. Their pyrotechnics and music and everything else they have going there, and hockey is one of my favorite sports to watch live. So, again, congratulations on finding an additional career path over here in the United States as a professional hockey ref.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you so much.
Well, I want to thank you for your time and your wonderful story and your travel here to the U.S. from Russia and the success that you've had with your company, and I really appreciate it. And we'll put a link up to your website and allow people to reach out to you if they've got more questions or want to utilize your services.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. The best way to connect with me either through LinkedIn, as we mentioned, the great tool I use all the time, or Instagram. And on Instagram, I go by the Alex Iceman. I'm sure you would put that link down in the description. And happy to help other people. And sometimes startups, entrepreneurs reach out to me directly and they ask technical questions, and I simply just help them out or give them my advice right there, either through Instagram or LinkedIn.
Wonderful. Well, we appreciate who you are and what you're doing, and have a wonderful season. Thanks again for being on the show.
Thanks, Jim. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to today's show. It is my pleasure and honor to interview all of the guests that have been on the Answer is Yes podcast. If you have enjoyed the show, please go on iTunes and subscribe, give a rating, or simply tell a friend about the show. We also believe in the message of our guests and the positive influence of their stories. As my own mentor and coach, David Meltzer, has taught me, spend some time every day thinking and writing about the things in your own life that you have more than enough of. You will find out how blessed we really are. Please visit my website, livelifedriven.com, for the latest updates about me and what I'm doing. Plus, I post a monthly blog about the many topics on this show. This podcast can also be found there. As I learned early on in life, what you believe is what you will achieve. Thanks, Mark Victor Hansen, and thank you, and have a great week.